Hey everyone, welcome to the Active Towns channel. My name is John Zimmerman and I am on the road. Today I am visiting the city of Leeuwarden in the province of Friesland. And yeah, I'm gonna go explore, take a look around. Come join me. And the view right immediately coming out of the train station. Train station looks like it's under repair right now, doing some upgrading to the exterior. I noticed right away that there is a cycle path right over here, so we're going to come on over and check this out. This looks like it's also the entrance to the bike parking situation here, and you can see that they do have some bike parking available. I've seen a pretty steady stream of people riding in this direction here and then turning to the right. I think that's what we're going to do as well. Okay. Nice little restaurant here right in front of the train station area. I believe this is the tallest building in the area, if I remember correctly. This is a very historic city with continuous settlement here dating back to the 10th century, I believe. And I believe it was a place of royal residence at one point in time. Nice square area here. Got a mixture of architecture. You got some older stuff, some newer stuff, and see a big building there. Pretty standard red asphalt street, sending the message that this is obviously shared space. Canals are a prominent feature in this city, as is with most Dutch cities. As you can see here, we've got a kind of standard Dutch roundabout type system here, and you see that drivers are instructed to yield to people walking and biking, which is exactly the way we want to structure roundabouts. Looks like we have a Nice plaza area here as well. Looks like an old church building there. The other end. Swing around there so you can see that. There you go. And back over here. I didn't really have any particular agenda for wanting to come and check out this particular city, other than never been here before, so sense of exploration. Let's get out and come to a new part of the Netherlands that I haven't visited before. Later this afternoon I'll be going to Groningen, so that will be fun. It's been a long time since I've been there, 2015. It's about a 30-minute train ride from our current location here. It may seem a little bit quiet. Again, we're in the height of holiday season for the summer holidays. I believe schools are out and many people are on vacation, and they frequently get out of town. So we're back to another roundabout here for motor vehicles, and you can see we've got, again, pedestrian and bicycle priority indicated with the shark's teeth here at the intersections. Fantastic to see. It's a really simple design. It does keep motor vehicle traffic moving through at a slow pace. Because they're at a slow pace, traffic collisions are frequently, if not completely, avoided. And if there is a collision, it tends to be very, very minor. And again, another one. Get the design right, and it's safer for everybody, including people walking and biking. Get the design wrong, and it can be very hazardous for people walking and biking. Don't send motor vehicles into roundabouts at high speeds and multiple lanes. One lane in each direction is sufficient. Here's a great raised crossing right here. Well done. Over to a beautiful bridge there. Looks like some housing on the other side of that canal. Looks like we've got an older historic area next to some newer housing off to the right. I think we'll take the next opportunity to dive in towards the right and check this out. I think we've got a tiny street right here that we can do that with. Yeah, here we go. Again, a very old church. Beautiful, beautiful architecture. These quiet little side streets. Looks like we've got a little grocery store of some sort there. Construction work happening on the right. Another delightful view over a canal. Good to see. Again, a quiet little shared street situation here. I just loved how these Dutch cities really do a good job of putting flowers on their fencing and railing, but at their canals. Really makes for a very photogenic environment. It's great to see. It is kind of in the morning time. We've got deliveries being done. We've got pickups happening. Looks like this is trash. You got some folks motoring along in the canal here. Little boat. It's nice. And a nice little patio area over the canal. Very cool. Just exploring on a nice quiet old street here. Yeah, what a delightful little city. I say little, it's not super little. It's got about 100,000 residents in the actual city itself. Yeah, just a really delightful little scene here. Really enjoying popping around here. I might be tempted to stop at a cafe and grab a little bite to eat, extra coffee, maybe map out some more places to explore. And yes, we're back at the big church that we saw earlier. We were down on the main street there. You might be noticing that this particular church is leaning. It's leaning quite a bit. It's famous for the fact that it's leaning. It, as I understand, it's a church that never was finished, never completed, probably because it started leaning. Anyways, let's continue our explorations here. Dining on the barge. Okay, just to give us a destination, we are going to head out to the Friesland AquaZoo. So we're gonna go check this out. This will give us a little bit of an idea of what the city looks like towards the edges. Kind of scooting across this church area here. We passed this before. And we are making our way back to that major street we were on earlier and our nice protected bikeway. And this time we are going to navigate our way a little bit around the roundabout, I think. Just again, these roundabouts are just so well done, very easy to navigate for everyone everyone concerned. And you'll notice the separation, protection from the motor vehicles. Again, just brilliant. So we're getting a little bit out of the historic city center. You start to see a wider boulevard sort of feel to this. We've got car parking over here on the other side of the trees. You've got a nice wide cycle path here and a nice sidewalk. And you have some single family homes here, as well as some, looks like that's maybe a triplex, quadplex. You got some duplexes, as well as some multi-family type situations. A little pocket park right here. That's actually a commemoration plaque. All right, I'm circling back around. This is actually a commemoration plaque for the Royal Canadian Dragoons. So the Royal Canadian Dragoons were the group that liberated the Netherlands, liberated this city, and this was a pretty hard-fought place during World War II. And so this particular group, the Royal Canadian Dragoons, they came in and helped liberate Friesland and liberate the Dutch on the 12th of April, 1945. Every year there is a big celebration with regards to this particular date, and you see that the occupation was from 1943 until April 12th of 1945. Well done, Royal Canadian Dragoons. Well done. And by the way, what a delightful little pocket park area here. You've got some beautiful flowers here. You got some homes in the distance. And again, you've got just beautifully paved red asphalt in these streets, this particular area. Again, that sends a message to drivers that this is a low-speed zone, and you should expect that people are going to be riding bikes here. Again, people of all ages and abilities are expected to be here. All right, let's continue on. We're heading out to the AquaZoo. You also see that there's a bollard here, so this is indication that for cars you can only go back into that network and get back to your street. You're not able to make a shortcut here the way people walking and biking are able to. So again, great use of the bollard in this case to make sure that people driving these cars don't go that way. But we are going that way. Okay, back on track. Off we go. We got about 19 minutes till we get to the AquaZoo. All right. This is a rather large scale roundabout. We are going to be making our way around. And, interestingly, so they give priority to the motor vehicles on this one. This annoys the hell out of me. It's probably because this suburban context right here, but still, that just really irritates the hell out of me. It's like, be consistent and give the right of way to people walking and biking always. It's just ridiculous. You heard it here first. Actually, you probably have heard it before, but that really irritates me. There's no reason to prioritize the movement of automobiles when you're in a city. I mean, right here, you got housing right here. Why would you do that to children? Why would you do that to elderly? Always, always, always prioritize people first. Alright, you can see a big massive stroad right there. Looks like it's turning into a highway. We are winding our way around in this direction though. And again, we're just in a little shared space situation. Reddish colored bricks here on this street. We do have a nice little pedestrian path through the park. Got a linear park right along the waterway here. And we might actually be turning left to go over that waterway. We'll see here in a second. Yeah, I think we're gonna head up over that bridge. Let's give it a shot here. Yeah, we've got our bike symbol here. This is our route. Here we go. Nice, beautiful setting. Park and playground area over there. It's like a little skate area too. Oh, this guy is doing some fishing. Very nice. A little school area over there. It's a little hard to see right now because of the heavy foliage to our left, But on the other side of these trees is a huge sporting complex with football fields, soccer fields for those of us in North America. And now we're transitioning onto a little red asphalt area. There you go, there's a quick glimpse of the fields. And we continue on our little fietspad here. Very much appreciated. And you're gonna see why in a second, because we're gonna go over that big nasty highway, or maybe we go under. Over or under, really doesn't matter that much, as long as we don't have to contend with that noise and smog. Yeah, looks like we're going under. And there's a busy street right there, and down we go. This tunnel could use a little TLC, better lighting. Again, make your tunnels as welcoming as possible to everyone, all ages and all abilities, especially for women traveling by themselves. Just think of your grandmother or your daughter. They need to have a nice, comfortable environment. Looks like they are going to direct us around to a pathway that's going to parallel this major street as we make our way towards the AquaZoo. Got a little more than 10 minutes of riding. That's ride time, not necessarily video time. Again, you've got connectivity to the housing. Got some nice single family homes right here, even suburban style. You got backyards. You can see they got their clothes drying rack there. Here's some wayfinding signs for us. We're heading in the direction of Groningen. We're not going to go that far. When we go to Groningen, it's going to be a 30-minute bike ride, or excuse me, train ride. All right, so I want to really point out what we've transitioned onto. We have a 70-kilometer-per-hour 4-lane highway right over there. You've got housing on the other side. But take a look at what we're on here. This is an absolutely delightful cycle path that we're on. It looks like it was probably an old street, probably the main street. And we have a beautiful alley of trees. And then you also notice we've got the lighting. So again, creating a safe and inviting environment for all ages and abilities, all times of day, so that people can get to their meaningful destinations, including work, school, home, visit friends, go to restaurants, and like we're doing today, going to the AquaZoo. I'm not sure what an AquaZoo is, but we'll find out when we get there. And a nice little fietspad going into the neighborhood, swinging back around to our view here. And you can see some kids in a playground area right there. And I want to point out another fietspad connection into the neighborhood. Very well done. High quality, very comfortable, and really no big surprise that I'm seeing many connectors There's yet another one. Looks like an older one. And no big surprise too that I'm seeing lots of people on this path heading, mostly families. It looks like family outings and then some friends. Looks like we're actually leaving the municipal city limits right here of Leeuwarden. I don't know if I got that pronunciation right, but I'm giving it a try, folks. Yeah, we got a mom trying out a little scooter here. Oh, dad and daughter too. Fantastic. We've got another 1.3 kilometers on this particular stretch. There's another fietspad connector to the neighborhood. And here's something really important to see. This is a gentleman on a adult trike. I'm not sure if that was a electric assist or not. But again, all ages and abilities. We make that possible and people can come out and explore on their mobility devices. The beauty of that is you notice that it was probably a retrofit. They just went ahead and laid down and smoothed out the red asphalt and created that zone where motor vehicle drivers can see that the path was crossing there. So even though the path that we're on is your standard black asphalt and not red, at least at that intersection they did the red leading up to the raised crossing. So that was very nice to see that they used the red there to send that message to the drivers that you're about to cross paths with people on bikes, hence we're going to use red even though their path itself is still standard black asphalt. So I think that that's pretty cool. You see that we have a rather large, complicated intersection there. We've got lots of wildflowers everywhere. We are actually going to be turning right up here. We've got a right and then a left. Here's our right. And this is a recreation green zone. And then we're turning left here. This is clearly like a nature area, natural area. Park. You got plenty of car parking here. Again, don't let anybody tell you that the Dutch hate their cars. They don't. They have car ownership levels that rival many, if not most, big American cities. But they're just not car addicted, because as you could tell, we can get everywhere, anywhere, by riding a bike. And that's what we're doing today. We're going to the AquaZoo. There's a little bike path through the park, but we're skirting our way this way. We're still parallel to that large street. It's just we're a little further away from it now, but it's off on the other side of the trees where the camera's pointing right now. But we're only 2 minutes away. We're almost there. Let's go figure out what the heck an AquaZoo is. Now, I'm assuming that if somebody wants to visit said AquaZoo, and they aren't able to ride a bike or drive their car, I'm assuming that they could take transit. That may not be a good assumption. I can do some research and figure out if that's the case, but usually in the Netherlands, that is the whole point, is there's mobility choice, there's mobility options. So you can choose to drive, you can choose to ride your bike, and you can choose to take transit. And we are actually here. We're going to be meandering over to our pathway here, and we see the car parking for the AquaZoo, and we are at our destination. There's some vans there, some mini buses. When we get up here, I'll do a quick search to see if it's possible to take transit here. But we're gonna roll up and check things out. Boom, we're here. Yay, we made it to the AquaZoo. Here it is. And I think the reason why is they've got some aquatic life like we see there, and our standard sort of zoo inhabitants. Very nice. We do see a tour bus of some sort there. Let's go see what this sign is over here. Looks like there might be some boat activity here as well. And this is a nice map. You can kind of see the entire Friesland area there, I believe. Maybe that's not the entire Friesland area, but oh, it's Leeuwarden. Okay, very nice. All right, so I don't know how easy it is to see this, but yes, I did confirm that you can catch transit and get out here in 24 minutes, which was, give or take, about what it took us to get here. Cool. Nicely done. I like it. Okay, now that we know that we can get to the AquaZoo, we know that the AquaZoo is a zoo with some aquatic creatures, and we know that we can take transit here. Now, let's reverse course. Let's head back, but let's find a different route back. So we're going to be in here for a little bit, and then we'll be taking a slightly different course. Well, I should say it's more than slightly. It's quite a bit different, I believe, than what we took before. So we'll be turning left here in just a moment. I believe taking a cycling path here. Here we go. That's a really cool feature. See that? Those were stepping stones at a low water point, and so they know that that area gets flooded, and so you're able to still make it across. Could have used that the other day when I ran into some flooding out by the Z on the other side of, to the west of, is it the west or is it the north? I don't remember. When we were visiting Alkmaar. So you'll see that this route, we are having the opportunity to dive deeper into the parkland. Love the fact that there's lots of opportunity for getting people, elderly, out into nature. Is such an important part to maintain good health, mental well-being, is to get out here into nature. Really, really important. It's pretty good for my mental health too. Just saying. You see lots of opportunities for sitting, enjoying the view for a while. Now you'll notice this is just a very, very simple rural street design. It's basically only wide enough for one vehicle, and the vehicle driver knows they need to maintain a nice safe speed because they're going to be running into and seeing plenty of people walking and biking. And we're turning left following this gal. So we've got water on our left, water on our right on the other side of those trees. A little farm here, and I think we're going to have a little pathway up here that we'll be turning on, so keeping my eye out for that. Okay, yes, it's saying turn right here. Oh yeah, fietspad. Fietspad. We're on the right spot now. All right. Waterfowl off in the distance. They're flying towards a field. Here's the pedestrian path right along the water. Yeah, there's that gal that was up ahead of us earlier. She's still pedaling along this bridge over a little canal area. Let's see more of the waterway over here. And now we're back into housing. Up on the bridge. Oh, an old bike that didn't make it. It was in the drink. Hi. So we are on a nice fietspad now. Again, we've got our lighting, which makes this a comfortable facility for all times of day and night. And a nice, beautiful, natural setting. Got some wildflowers here. Very nice. And again, nice suburban context. You got some housing, single family housing. You got connected pathways. You've got little waterways in case somebody wants to have their old sailboat. Boom, you can do that too. And I believe this is one of those kind of special little neighborhoods that was built and integrated lots and lots of waterways. You can see them in the distance right there, all throughout. And so for those who are sailors or like to be out on their boat, this has been integrated into the community design. But what I love is just how active mobility is still integrated into all of it. So just because you have a suburban house, context like this, canals and waterfronts and boats, you're still able to get everywhere, including the AquaZoo on bike and all the other parks that we saw too. Really good stuff. And we see the fact that we've got kids out exploring on their own. Again, they're not in school. School's out this week. They are on holiday. Finally, it's the end of July. Many of their families are off at a holiday location, but I'm sure some are sticking around home. But that's one of the reasons why it's pretty chill. We're not seeing a lot of people out and about. The other neat thing to see is all these units with their solar panel on the roof. So there you go. A little bit of practicality there. And I hadn't even noticed that we are right next to a tram line, train tracks. This is a transit stop right here. Very cool. Okay folks, we got our batteries swapped out. We're here at this transit stop and we're continuing our way into the city center, catch our train to Groningen. Yeah, this has been cool. I'm gonna actually turn the camera off now and save some battery for later this afternoon. This is pretty much a straight shot right into the city center. If I see anything really noteworthy, I will turn the cameras back on. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. And if you have, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below and share it with a friend. And if you haven't done so already, be honored to have you subscribe to the channel. Just click on that subscription button down below and ring the notifications bell. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. This is John signing off by wishing you much activity, health, and happiness. Cheers.
again, just want to send a huge thank you to all my Active Towns ambassadors supporting the channel financially via YouTube memberships, YouTube super thanks, as well as making contributions to the nonprofit and joining my Patreon. Every little bit adds up and is very much appreciated. Thank you all so much.
Okay, we're back where we started. Now let's head to Groningen.